Today in class is terrible. I can't concentrate. Ted will kill me if he saw me on my phone, but I'm bored. The convenience store hasn't had any customers in hours, and I've been standing at the register doing nothing the whole time. Being paid to stand around and do nothing is actually harder than it looks. I smirk to myself as I make my text post to Roller. I might as well entertain myself somehow. And options are limited with just my phone on me. I thank the higher beings for the Roller app. I run my thumb down my phone screen, scrolling down my dashboard. Of course, my dash is slow going now that I need something to entertain me. It's usually much more lively around this time. I'll admit it, I spend more time surfing Roller than working when I have a shift here at the convenience store. Obviously, my phone is tucked in my pocket when Ted's out and about, but when he sneaks to the back. When the Ted's away, Nicole will play. It's weird, though. The convenience store gets very few customers. Like, okay, there are enough, but way less than I was expecting. It isn't Ted's demeanor that scares them off either. He's usually all forced smiles and held back outbursts in that case. I wonder what's up. Like I said, location is fine, staff is fine, at least half is. Ho ho! And the stock is pretty great. Ew, bye. I mumble to myself as I quickly scroll past a stupid-looking gif on my dashboard. But I guess it's better to see that than pictures of more adult activities. I don't need to see that, and if anyone saw that on my phone? Well, it's not like anyone but Ted is here anyway. At least that's the case until I hear the glass door slide open and an electronic chime ring through the store. I stand to attention and hastily drop my phone to my hip. Welcome! I usually do my best to welcome the customers as they come in. Personally, I like when employees do that. However, I realize my impression did jack squat when I recognize who it is. Oh, hi, Jeff. Jeff's an upperclassman I know through my biology class. We have a complicated relationship, and no, I do not mean like Spacebook, it's complicated. More like I think Jeff is a super loopy, but circumstances prevent me from dropping him like he's hot. I mean, I guess he could be, if you're into that kind of thing. Jeff's eyebrows raise when he sees me at the register, and his usual placid expression slips off in a place of very devious grin. Well now, once again, the gods must be smiling upon me. I wasn't expecting to see you here, assistant. I thought I'd entered cowboy territory. I thought I'd entered cowboy territory. I laugh nervously, unsure of what he means by that. I work part-time here at the convenience store, remember? But you're saying that you're here to see Ted, right? You can call it something like that. I'm actually here to give him something. Where is the Lone Ranger? In the back. I can call him for you. I can take care of that. Jeff places the flyer he has on the counter, then cups his hands around his mouth like a bell of a megaphone. I wonder what all these would look like dropped on the ground, There's a crash on the back, then the sound of the door slamming open, and Ted's out front like he was caught in a fire. His eyes grow wild as he sees Jeff standing there in the store, and he points right at him. Don't you doggone dare, you dastard. You dastard. Ooh! Alliteration! I'm impressed. Your speaking lesson really must be coming along. Jeff's exaggerated impression of an Alabama drawl only gets Ted angrier. Add to that the way he claps slowly like he's humoring a small child, and Ted's about to burst. Who let you in here anyway? Myself. Why, I don't think I wasn't allowed in here. Your father seems to like me. Pops likes everyone. That's how he is. But I ain't my pa, so if you don't want your ass kicked, get out before you make a mess. You're kicking me out, and after I went through all the trouble of coming here to tell you something. How rude. I flinch as Jeff turns to me and motions to the flyer he left on the counter. Assistant, could you hand that to Cowboy over there? Huh? Why me? Nicole just handed it to me already. I pick up the flyer and turn it over as I walk to the other side of the counter. My eyes light up as I read what it says. Neat, there's going to be a block party happening soon. I hand the flyer over to Ted, who manages to read the thing while keeping an eye on Jeff the entire time. Impressive. I've never been to a block party before. Are they fun? For the lesser-minded, I suppose, as the flyer says, there are booths set up, free to anyone on the block, hence the name. Even you could set up a booth if you wanted, Nicole. And you came all the way here just to give me this? Naturally, I missed you, Teddy boy. It feels like we haven't talked in so long. Don't call me that. Fine, Cowboy then. You can't say you haven't missed me. Ted scoffs and places the flyer back on the counter. Miss you? Like the way you mosey on in here and make a mess any chance you get? Or ask for price checks on tons of items and never buy them? Of course I wouldn't miss you. Sometimes I wonder if I really do want to know the history between these two. Unfortunately, I'm way too scared to ask. I can only dart my eyes between the fourth, from Ted to Jeff and the door, just in case I need to make a quick escape. Jeff smiles coolly and makes a show of leaning back as if stricken with the vapors. That's so cruel. It's almost as though you don't like me at all. It's because I don't like you. Ted shouts and Jeff manages to let off a small fake cry of distress before running behind me. I grasp as he places his hands on my shoulder and pushes me forward. Assistant, can't you see how mean he is to me? Do you really want to work for someone like that? Hands off her! She may be your fake assistant, but she's my real employee. Is this how it feels like to be fought over? I gotta say, I kinda like it, but these guys are going to kill each other if I don't do something. Now, boys, let's try to behave like adults, shall we? I look over my shoulder at Jeff hanging behind me, eyelids lowered. Especially you, Jeff. Oh, Nicole, not you two. I sigh a little as Jeff continues to play the victim. I know you don't mean that, Jeff. Seriously, you can stop playing around now. I hear Jeff huff petulantly. Fine, spoil sport. Jeff straightens up and dusts off his shirt like it got dirty in the middle of the charade. But yes, the block party is happening soon, and my boss is the head of the committee. He wanted to make sure all the businesses in the area knew, and considering your usual track record when it comes to these events... Jeff tips his head back smugly. I didn't think you'd know. Looks like I was right. That must be awfully embarrassing for you. Ted blushes as he points this out. It's only because I don't have time for silly things like this. I talked this over with my pops, and he agrees. Only because he doesn't want to upset his little baby boy. Jeff ducks behind me as Ted lunges for him with an arm. Assistant, make him sit. Maybe you shouldn't fight in the store, huh, guys? It was a pretty lame way to get them to settle down, but when faced with Ted's fists in my face, it was the only thing I had. When he sees that I show no signs of getting out of the way, Ted clicks his tongue and pops. I don't know why I did the pop, but pops his neck from side to side. I can do that, but just a little more loud. The side of my neck has been locked up since yesterday, and it fucking sucks. I need it to crack very loudly. Ted clicks his tongue and pops. Okay. I ain't got time to be wasting beating scum like you. I got your message loud and clear. Block party soon. Right, I'll be prepared when the time comes. Now go on and get, will you? I don't know why I expected Jeff to do anything but say where he is and just smirk. He looks around, weighing his options. Actually, now that I'm here, I might as well look around, right? Who knows? Perhaps I'll end up buying something this time. As Jeff takes a step forward, Ted steps in front of him and stands his ground. I know what you're up to, and I'm telling you now that it ain't gonna work. Well, I don't think it's very fair of you to stop me. After all, I'm a good-natured paying customer. Who knows what could happen to your store's already terrible reputation if you kick me out for no good reason? Ted lowers his eyelids and takes a step closer to Jeff so they're nearly eye to eye. Are you threatening me? It's a possibility. Unfazed, Jeff walks away towards the aisles, chuckling darkly to himself. I watch Ted shake in place as he tries to control his anger. And our store does not have a terrible reputation. Ted takes a deep, calming breath once he's had the last word. I feel him wrap a hand around my forearm and drag me over to the far side of the store. Ow! What's your deal, Ted? I rip my arm out of his iron grip and shake it a little to loosen out my muscles. Sheesh, I thought he was going to squeeze it off. I look at Ted, expecting a good answer. He pauses for a moment if he's trying to make one up. That day I stirred up to something fishy. I can already smell it. You have to help me, Nicole. I can't let him win this time. Win? Why am I getting a weird feeling this isn't as serious as Ted's making it out to be? Does Jeff always do something like this? Ugh, you don't want to know. Whenever he's over here, he does anything he can to get my goat. Drops things on accident, opens things and starts eating them before he pays. Ugh, I'm getting heat just thinking about it. Ted's hands clench into tight fists. Yes. This just sounds like some stupid rivalry between the two. Gosh, boys. What do you want me to do? I need you to tail him. You know all about this slimeball way, so he won't be able to fool you. I'll take over the counter. You watch him to make sure he ain't up to no good. If you see something, start hollering, and I'll catch him in the act. It all sounds like overkill to me, but then I get hit with a great idea. Oh, so this is like good cop, bad cop. No, not necessarily. But I like to be a bad cop. Bad cop sounds way more fun. Nicole! Then again, you're way better at being mean than I am, so... I am not. Look, you can be whatever cop you want to be. Just follow him. Who knows what he's getting up to right now? I can see Ted's getting frustrated, so I stand up straight and give him a mock officer's salute. Gotcha, leave it to me. And make sure you're not too obvious, like. With those parting whispers, I'm off to stalk Jeff through the aisles. It's not that hard since he's just standing in the corner looking at different drinks sorted in the fridge. I'll keep an eye behind him and act like I'm a raging merch. Totally not suspicious. I'm just doing my job. Man, please don't look over here, Jeff. What sucks is that he doesn't even have to. I know you're there, assistant. I freeze my hands around a package of individual cupcakes. Keep it cool, to Nicole. Totally not suspicious, remember? Ted sent me to tidy up the aisles a bit. I laugh awkwardly as I hold up the package. See? All messy and stuff. I see. Jeff turns from the drinks and gestures for me to come closer with a curl of his fingers. Ugh, I don't really want to, but he's going to catch on if I don't. I place the package back where I found it, then shuffle on over. What is it? Oh, I didn't want Ted to overhear us. I doubt he'd like to know that I'm on to his little scheme. My face falls, and Jeff quickly does his best to reassure me. Very weird behavior, considering it's Jeff. Don't worry, assistant. Even without your awkward bumbling, it was obvious. I have to hand it to you. It took me longer than usual to realize. But that's not what I want to talk to you about. I only wanted to offer my cooperation. Jeff holds his hand out to the side like he means no harm. I'm bored, assistant. Okay. And when I get bored, I like to remedy that any way I can. Right now, I just came up with a great idea to entertain myself, but you're going to put a stop to me, aren't you? If it's bad. To Ted, it will be positively deplorable, which is what makes it all the more entertaining, seeing his face contort so disgustingly into that expression of rage. Jeff cackles like an evil villain from an animated movie. I'm getting shivers. Feel my arm. There are goosebumps, right? I pull my hand away from Jeff's goosebumpy arm. Ew, no, I'm not touching you. Boo, I thought you were more fun than that. Not like the cowboy over there. I worry about him, you know, don't you? He's always so stressed and uptight all the time. He needs some time to relax and let loose once in a while. Jeff extends a hand toward me. Which is why I need your help, assistant. I only do it because I care. Jeff offers me a devilish smile. I highly doubt that's his real reason, but I'm really too nervous to voice that out loud. What do you need me to do? Oh, assistant, my sweet, simple, stupid assistant. You haven't caught on? I'm extending the olive branch to you. I wish for you to work with me. I can have my fun. You'll look like you've done your job, and we can watch Cowboy finally unwind a moment. Better yet, this will all happen without the store worse for wear. For the most part. The last part worries me, but weirdly enough, Jeff and I seem to agree that Ted needs to relax more. He's usually like a wind-up doll, rigid and tight. It'll be nice to see him finally at ease, or at least as close as possible. I can see that you're disagreeing. I can see that you're agreeing. My astigmatism's getting bad. I can see that you're agreeing with me. I need to blink more. You are agreeing with me, right? I don't blame you. It's a wonderful idea. Jeff shakes his extended hand to get my attention. You know I keep the promises I make. It'll work out fine for everyone. I would ask you to trust me, but I'm terribly untrustworthy. I doubt I trust myself right now. Not the words that I really want to hear. I don't know. Should I do it? Jeff has a few screws loose, but he does make a convincing argument. And he did say I wouldn't get in trouble if I went along with him. I want to challenge him. I lose my hands on my hips and cock them to the side. Please, I don't need to work with you when I can stop you first. Jeff's eyebrows raise, and it's like, for once, I'm the one unsettling him. However, he soon returns to his usual self. Oh, he likes the challenge. Stop me, ridiculous. I can call Ted over right here right now. Not that I can call Ted over here right now. Not that hard. I give Jeff a knowing glance. He nods his head a few times, getting my point. Wasn't it kind of obvious anyway? Yes, true. Impressive, assistant. My plan would be a complete disaster that way. Oh, I think I'm shivering again. Jeff rubs his hands up and down his arms like we're outside. I'm definitely shivering again. Hello, Mother. I'm definitely shivering again. Inspiring. Truly inspiring. Jeez, enough with your crazy talk. I get it already. Can you just give up now? I don't want to give Ted trouble. No, I'm afraid that's out of the question. Before I can stop him, Jed heads to the nearest arrangement of snacks and starts switching their positions with swift motions of his hands. Hey, what are you doing? I never said I wouldn't do it if you disagreed. Really, assistant, you should have seen this coming. Crap, he's right. Jeff would do something like this even if I went against him. That jerk. He cranes his neck to shout over the top of the racks, and I feel a pit of dread for my stomach. Please don't call Ted over here. I'm up to no good over here. Damn it, Ted sprints over and skids unsteadily into view, nearly falling onto his side. He looks completely alarmed. What the heck? His gaze switches to me. Nicole, what are you, asleep? She was too busy talking to me to call you in time. It's too bad your little ploy might have worked out. Okay, there was no chance of it working out. I was already in the middle of convincing her to cooperate with me, too. Oh, so now he suddenly decides to be honest? I want to shrink in place when Ted casts me a furious look. What, Nicole? Sorry, it's not like I took him up on it. Yeah, a lot of good that does now. Jeff continues to switch the products around, whistling weirdly in tune as he does so. No, you don't. Arms outstretched, Ted races for him, but Jeff ducks down, nearly breaking into splits to avoid him. He kicks off from his spot and races behind Ted to wreak his havoc on more aisles. You'll have to catch me if you want to stop me. Ted curses under his breath and takes off after him. Oh, he's way more fit than I thought. He's pretty fast. Nicole, we'll have to corner him. Take the other end of the aisle. Okay. I, on the other hand, I am not athletic enough for this. Ted beats me to the other aisle, and I stagger out onto the other side, trapping Jeff in the middle. He continues to nonchalantly swift stuff around. Seeing me, Ted nods, then goes after Jeff again. Super fast. I stay where I am, knowing better than to get in the middle of them. I don't want to lose any body parts here. Ted drops low and swings his leg out to catch Jeff by the ankle. However, at the last second, Jeff jumps over it in a weird feat of acrobatics. Do these guys practice or something? Ted tries to get to his feet, but Jeff scoots past him, waving a package of red and blue popos as he retreats. Say how much for one of these, cowboys? I ain't selling you dirt off the floor here. I'm tempted to try and break this up again, but when I notice the two of them are smiling, I want to roll my eyes. This is totally a big game to them, even if Jeff is the only one who realizes it. I guess though I guess through all their bickering, these two might actually like each other more than they think. But that doesn't really say a lot, considering how much they must hate each other. Blah 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 blah. I need a drink. Hey, sit up. I need to grab a drink. Ted's close to getting Jeff in his grip now. His hands are nearly an inch away, and he makes one last desperate attempt to claw at Jeff's sleeve. He comes up with nothing but air as Jeff spins in place, brushing past him. You little... Jeff tosses the popos back to Ted, smacking him right in the face. There's the sound of crinkling plastic as the package falls into Ted's dazed hands. I try my best to stifle my laughter at the sight. Even as far as I am, there's still a chance Ted might hear it. I changed my mind. I'm not really in the mood for sweets anymore. Jeff turns and starts backpedaling out of the store, waving as he does so. I better get back to work. See you later, assistant. Space cowboy. By the time Ted reaches the sliding doors, they've already closed on Jeff running back to the pharmacy. Ted looks about ready to crush those popos between his fingers. That slippery little bug. Why does my nose run up here? He's breathing super hard. He's breathing so super hard that he can barely talk. Hey, are you okay? I hurry to his side, but Ted holds out a hand to prevent him from getting too close. I'm good. Don't worry. Just a little exercise is all. Ted places his hands on the back of his hips and arches his back, taking a deep breath. That was way more than a little exercise. Shut it. I said it's a little exercise, so it's a little exercise. Okay, fine. It's a little exercise. Got it. I look uneasily to the side, not sure what else I could say. So, Jeff's pretty crazy, huh? Don't ever mention his name again. It's banned from now on around these parts. Ted huffs and goes back to the aisles to assess the damage. Well, that topic changes didn't work too well, but Ted isn't beside himself with anger anymore, so that's all good. At least that bastard didn't switch too many things around. We can get it back to normal. Easy. Can you help me? Sure, I'll start here at this aisle. Nah, so I'll take this one then. The two of us proceed to get to work to undo the result of Jeff's little trick. It could be harder. I guess. At least Jeff didn't do anything too drastic.